Hello. Welcome, welcome. Okay, that was weird. Okay. Light primer coat for the pre-shading. It won't work too well with the blue base plastic color. Not worried about full opacity, I just need something for the black paint I'm going to put on to contrast against. And the camera fucking locked up again. What the hell is this? There we go. Hey, Aries. Just cheered bits. Let's see what it's going to say. Why is the alert not working? Yeah, damn it, Bobby. I just refreshed the browser, so try it again. So I've got the canopy temporarily. Hey Alex, how you doing? I've got the canopy temporarily attached with liquid mask on the inside surface. I've got the windows masked off too. We just had another water pop. Maybe it is time for me to invest in a moisture trap. I'll just let that area dry before I continue priming it. Sorry about no stream yesterday. I did want to, but it just felt like every time I turned around, something else was clamoring for my attention. And by the time I got around to wanting to, I tried for a little bit with Stalker 2, and that game did nothing but frustrate the hell out of me yesterday. So I turned it off in a rage quit. So if Nubstrong comes in, I apologize. Yeah, yesterday wasn't as restful as I would have liked it to have been. Dinner was fine, you know, the rest of the evening went fine, but it felt very draining. I know it's no excuse, but it's just the reality of what happened. We'll let the upper part dry, we'll get the other half of these. Is chat frozen up again too or something? I know it was having some issues the last time I streamed. Well, that's just it. I wanted to, but everything else around me didn't want me to, so I couldn't. And the one time I tried, just everything went, you know, for lack of a better word, everything went tits up. So I just figured I'd tinker on things, get the turkey cooked, just try and enjoy the rest of the day as I could. Decent little primer coat. Get the airbrush cleaned out, then I'll get the Ma.K44. We'll throw some yellow on that. While this cures up, we'll do the camo on that. Over here for the time being. And to top it off, I just felt extremely groggy yesterday. That might explain why I seem more quiet. I had the microphone away again. I wasn't fully set up. I'm sorry. But the patch for Stalker 2 should drop today. They nerfed all the mutants. They buffed all the armor and weapons so they don't break as quickly and easily, because I'm tired of firing a mag and having my weapon jam immediately and be in the yellow. And I'm tired of my armor doing the same. Oh yeah, but yesterday everything was within my purview, so it was just one of those days. Well, I hope they nerf the controller enough to make it, you know, killable. Bloodsuckers I'm actually getting a handle on. I ran into a nest of 3 of them yesterday and had no issues. But that's because I found a Spaz 12 shotgun as well, which, its reload is slow as fuck, but it'll put out 8 rounds in 2 seconds. But I went down to the old stomping grounds in the Cordon from the first game and picked up some stuff. Aries Studios, thank you for the bits. Yeah, it looks like Mr. Talking Voice didn't work. I know you're trying to get the text-to-speech to work. Okay. So maybe once the update's installed, I'll play Stalker more regularly on the Xbox, but give me a second to go get the Mark 44 and bring it back. Turn off my thing. I have my leg up too long, now my foot hurts. Okay, let me pause the music. Try it again with just a sample. Maybe the music was drowning it out on my end. Or maybe you got it. Nope. Maybe you've got it set for subs only. Okay, do I lay in the yellow first or do I lay in the green? Yellow, because there's a splotch of it on top. It'll be easier to paint over the green with it. Huh. Alright. I'll get some tape.
Looks like love at first sight to me.
There you go. Looks like it's sub only for right now. There's my tape. Tape, 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 tape. This can come off. Yeah, yesterday just felt like I had a hard time functioning. No, it's not the cheer doesn't work. It's the cheer doesn't work yet. I know you. You won't give up until it does. Huh. Which means it's a volume setting on that particular alert you have to adjust. Okay. Yeah, I can just mask off this plate once it's painted and do the green. I'm just trying to keep the overspray from doing too much damage. La 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 la. Alright, let's see if we can get some Mission Models paints to cooperate today. Doubt it, but you never know. Come on, airbrush compressor. There you go. Yeah, it worked. And the camera just went fucky again. There we go. That is so weird. It's really quite what? It's quite special. Oh, quiet. Okay. Alright, and then this gets its little yellow dome top. Everyone's probably wondering, what the fuck are you doing? You'll see. Just give it time. If the tape doesn't betray me first. Get the music back on. So we're going to be bouncing back and forth between these models, kind of. Let me know if the music's a little too loud as well. Try another test with the music going, Aries. Make sure we can hear it on your end over it, because I have it at a different volume on my headphones. Well, the music wasn't going before when he was testing the text-to-speech on the alerts, and I want to make sure that you guys can hear that over the music. Forgot to wipe out the cup before. Pop the back a little bit. Maybe grab a Mountain Dew here in a second. while we got the compressor running, let's see something real quick here. Yeah, let's address that seam. Clothespin. Where are you, clothespin? Nope. There you are. I hadn't noticed this seam at the bottom of the fin until I got the primer on. And now we're getting it fixed. Okay. NATO black. Oh, it's sitting on it. Durr. Take all these off too. Come on. Like, really? That's how you're gonna be, I see. Come on. And we just ripped the armor off the hip, but that's alright. That is what super glue is for. Now we set it aside. A bit. That's better. Pressure's down a little too far now. Now it's funny, you compare this to a VF1, these actually stay on the back as thrusters. This is part of the leg. Sorry if I'm a little quiet, just in the zone, so to speak. I'm just glad I'm off today. This is the first Black Friday I've had off in decades, to be honest. Sorry about that. Hit the microphone with my elbow. We'll let that dry for a bit. While that does, we'll do the green camo on the Ma.K44. Like I said, it's a lot of bouncing back and forth. I'm trying my best on the 21 to not go too heavy, because I don't want to fill the panel lines. It is a Hasegawa kit, and they are notorious for having extremely shallow, fine panel lines. Shut off the compressor for a minute. Arms, legs out here. I hope everybody else had a good week. If I remember right, my next day off isn't till Wednesday after today. I'll be working a lot of middays. Back to the compressor. More pressure. There we are. Slight mistake there. That's better. thought so. My airbrush seems to think it's an airsoft gun today. I test the fuck out of it, and it works fine. I go to put it on the actual model, and it's doing this shit. Backflowing into the cup. Why is it... Are fucking mission models paints cursed? I can never get mine to work right. It's like everything I have has performance anxiety lately. If I'm not streaming, everything works fucking perfectly. If I stream, everything fucks up. See? What the actual fuck? It's air backflowing into the paint cup. I know that. But why is it backflowing? All my channels are clear because I'm getting air out. The only thing I can think of is the fucking seal in here is bad, so it's bypassing and going back. And thanks to Badger's wonderful design, I can't disassemble it and clean the seal and fix it. I have to unbraze this part to get it out. And I don't have the means to do that. Any other airbrush like this, I'd be able to remove the inner seal and replace it. And instead, I've got the fucking swamp monster growing here every time I use it. It makes a bigger mess and makes it harder for me to handle the models. No matter how much I clean it, even through the ultrasonic cleaner, it still happens, so it's got to be a bad internal seal. Well, we'll just press on, finish up what we got. Is it because I'm using low pressure, so it's having to bypass? Because I'm trying to do all the fine work? That's fucking wonderful. What the fuck is up with this music right now? I don't remember this being like that. We're gonna go with something else. That noise is getting on my nerves when I'm already agitated. Just that weird whoop 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 effect that was going on with it. Damn it. Stop it. I mean, I'm not trying to follow the scheme perfectly. But some of these fuck-ups are really getting to me. There. But at least only I really know what the screw-ups are. See, you'll spray fine right there, you stupid shit. Yeah, if I point you at a paper towel, you're fine. If I point you at something I actually want you to paint, no thanks. Actually, let's get rid of this paint that's in here because I think it got thinned out by some excess Windex that was in there too. So it's bubbling. If I can get my... Yes, I'm having motor skill issues today too. Just dry. Don't spread, just dry. I can still use you. We might be shutting the airbrush down a little early today, guys. This shit keeps up. Up again after I just turned it down. Can we stop being inconsistent, please? That's right, Song. I've had enough of this nonsense. See? And I know that whatever's doing that is what's causing most of my issues, because it means the air's not flowing right, so it's not pushing the paint out of the airbrush like it should be. Maybe it just needs another run through the ultrasonic after this. So I have to at least get this done because I am absolutely fed up with having to put things on hold because of things not working right. Kind of like the old, I don't care if the car doesn't run right. I need to get to this point now, and it's the only means I've got. Well, right now, this is the only means I've got. And it wasn't doing this when I was doing the YF21 stuff. It's only with this kind of goddamn paint. Or at least I didn't notice it doing it. Maybe it's because I was using Vallejo and Tamiya on that. Maybe they don't foam up as easily, I guess. gonna have to take a break and wash my fucking hands after this. Sorry for all the swearing. Doesn't help the airbrush is the better part of 20 years old, and I probably do need to get a new one. But that's not in the cards right now. Got a car to register. Yeah, when I have this going all the way, it doesn't foam. It's only when I'm doing the little shit. It's only when I'm doing the low flow stuff like this that it goes back. And I've tried different air pressures, so it's not the pressure. If I got it out of the system, I'd probably make international moves somehow. So, give me a minute to clean this out, and then go clean myself up, and we'll see about getting the YF21's blue on. I'll be using different brands of paints on that, ones that flow better. I don't know what the fuck's up with mission models. I might write them a strongly worded email saying, look guys, you say don't use this, don't use that with your paints, but we kind of have to use this and that because your paints are shit. They don't flow. I've only ever had this trouble with their paints. If you say, well, use our flow improver, well, make your fucking flow improver available, right? Because they don't play well with other people's shit. So I might give them the boot too. It's a shame. I had some hopes for them because they got some good colors. They're like right on register with what you need for what you need it for, especially if you're into scale stuff. But it's the inconsistency. I mean, you saw how the Tamiya and Vallejo were flowing this morning on the YF21 just earlier in the stream. And yet, the moment I put this brand in, it goes crap again. Just like on the Nutcracker. Same thing, same brand, same issues. Let's get some fresh paper towels here. See, I know it's not a thickness. I know it's not a consistency problem with anything that's evenly thinned, but they say don't thin our shit for airbrushing. Well, then do I have to spray it at 100 psi? I can't do fine work with that. Yeah, I'm getting perfect. You can see it coming out of the airbrush. I'm getting good cone, good spray until it's empty. Consistent. I don't know. Maybe I didn't have trouble with it on the M109 because I was doing such large areas that it just coated well. Well, that, and I used Vallejo paints on that too. And then I used Tamiya for the crow's feet, and they sprayed fine as well. Sorry, just getting all this crap off of the airbrush real quick. I want to put one round of lacquer thinner through it to make sure. And yes, I know it's also a gravity feed, so that's part of the problem. Or not a gravity feed, a siphon feed. There's plenty of people out there, oh, you're using a siphon feed, that's why you're having problems. Yeah, I've been using this siphon feed for 20 years, and Mission Models are the only paints that consistently screw up like that on me. Alright, I'm gonna go pause, clean up myself, and then hopefully the YF21 will go better. Alright, I'm back. So yeah, last model I painted was a 16 scale M109. No issues. Actually, we're just going to do some brush work. I want to let the compressor cool down first in case that's part of it, because I can feel the heat. I probably just need new everything. Should make that the next stream goal. We don't even have a stream goal up, do we? Yeah, the Nostromo. Forget the Nostromo for right now. New airbrush and compressor is what's needed. Actually, I don't even know. Is Aries back yet? Alright, brushes. Touch up the yellow where the green got on it. There. Something else to listen to. Yeah, I'm having one of those, you know, my clothes are touching me wrong days. I don't know if anyone else can relate to even that, but kind of a carry-on from yesterday. Well, it's Caterpillar yellow. Well, they call it highway heavy equipment yellow. I just wish the paints were a bit more evenly consistent. Because the only thing left to base paint is the front hatch. Then I can go back with the red and do the tops of the smoke canister launchers. And some other things. We'll see if the usual Mission Models curse follows the stuff here, because another problem it has is it reconstitutes very easily. So other paint companies' paints reactivate it, and it stains. So we'll see. Trying to disturb it as little as possible. Yep, there it goes. You can see it right there. Oh, you can't because of the blowout from the camera. Now we have Mittens clawing at the chair. I'm not too worried about the yellow being, or not the yellow, the white itself being terribly consistent because it's going to be getting scratched to hell. But I want the color to remain as clean as possible. And let's see if the camera will even show it. You can kind of see right in here the mission paint got stirred up. Which is why I'm trying to use as few brush strokes as possible. Get a good sealer layer on, and then go back over it again once it dries. The center, not so much because it's pretty clean. Because I haven't done any detail work on the interior yet either. Send a message to Aries real quick. I don't think he's back yet. While we're waiting for the compressor to cool down, I'm going to go to Amazon real quick. Because right now anything's got to be better than what I got. Okay, there's one for 74. Just trying to figure out the average price as well. Another one for 129. And I'm looking for things without the Black Friday deals, so that way the price won't jump after today or tomorrow. Here's one with a tank and a moisture trap for 169. Let's add that to my list. I know, riveting stuff. I'm sorry. Or $199, but that comes with a shit ton of paints I don't need. Yeah, I'll put it on anyway. To the list. Okay. So, do I continue brush painting and just work on this the rest of the stream, or do I give the blue a shot on the YF21? It'll be a lot broader. I don't have to go as tight with it. Yeah, fuck it. We'll give the blue a shot. Let me move all this out of direct path. Probably just asking for punishment at this point, but we'll give it a shot. Nose itches. Okay, let's see how this sprays as it is. See, look at that. Nice, uniform. Vallejo. But as soon as I go to put it on the model, it does that. Judging from the pulsing, I really think my compressors have got a lot to do with that aspect of it. I'm not looking to do total coverage just yet. I want a little of that black to show through in places. And we're going to be putting a fading of a lighter blue on too. Pick the damn thing up and get it out of the way. Maybe I should just knock it off and go straight with the freaking snap together kits for the rest of my model building days. Actually, this blue looks a little too dark. But it's really hard to tell on this kit. That's kind of where I fucked up on the last time I tried it. I had some blues that weren't matching, and I couldn't bring it into a visual believability. The last time I painted one of these was 2006 or 7? and it was a 48 scale resin kit. And if I don't like how it comes out, I can always just throw it in the degreaser bucket and strip it. Welcome back. Yeah, it looks like for a compressor with a tank and an airbrush kit, we're looking at like 150. If you want to make that a stream goal for me, please. Let's try thinning the paint out just a hair bit. Much better. Oh, too thin. Let that dry for a second. And it's good for how I kind of want things to go here. So Ares, it does look like the other island will be opening up, like we were talking about, because I was watching the trailer for the the final expansion for Generation Zero, and it has a more developed looking airstrip type level. Be running out of paint here. Now go back and watch that video. There's new weapon or new ammo types being added too. What look like homing bullets coming out of an MP5. As far as I know, homing ammo isn't a thing yet in the game. Yeah, so it's like a big last hurrah, you know. It's just sad to think that this is the kind of effort they could have put in earlier in the game and really been, you know, the game to contend with in that kind of genre. The desk has been scratching up the model a little bit. Overfilled, dripping paint on me. I'm amazed at how transparent this blue is being. I want a little bit of the black to show through, but I'm having to lay it down a lot heavier than I was expecting. I'm using a dark Prussian blue. Panel lines are still holding up well though. Drive for a minute, get these tail planes even back out. See, Vallejo, very few issues by comparison. And I have what small windows are available masked off already. I put liquid mask on before I started the stream. And there goes the paper towel I was using to rest this on. I'll just get another one out later. Even if the mottled effect doesn't turn out exactly like I want it, it still adds a bit of life to the surface where it would otherwise just be plain blue. I'm going to go back with a slightly lighter blue in the middle of the panels too. See if I can liven it up a hair bit more, but it won't be much. dry so I can see where I need to add more. Blow some air over it. That's good enough for this color. Lay you up there. I'll have to take another break to wash my hands again. Ah, shit. Good thing I didn't empty out the airbrush just yet. I have to do a paint test to see how much brighter this next blue is compared to this one, but I've got an idea. Yeah, so the Vallejo with a little bit of finagling in the mix sprayed just fine. probably have to let the 21 sit though, because as usual, Vallejo is fragile paint. But we got the Mark 44 we can detail paint on. Now that it's at that point. Has anyone else here who uses Vallejo had difficulty with their clear acrylic lately? Not. It seems like it's not curing all the way. Or I could work on the Mark 44, or we could work on the Cicada. Feels too thick, and it feels like it doesn't quite dry readily. Yes. Exactly that. And for an acrylic clear, that's strange. But let me pause again, go wash my hands, and I'll be back. I am back. Get these tailplanes off. I have a plan for that now. So I needed snacky stuff because I'm feeling a bit munchy. And my wife got these veggie Dorito things. They're called garden veggie. I can see why they were on clearance. They taste like cardboard. Like literal cardboard. Cardboard with cheese powder on them. They'd be fine in an MRE. Yeah, I'm just gonna put these out of all of our misery and just throw them out. Wash that shit out of my throat with some Mountain Dew. So this is the cicada. I've got it clear coated, done a little detail painting on it, but we could throw some washes on this and really start bringing it to life. Then I can start thinking about what I want to do for a base. The wheels are kind of funky because I haven't got it on a base yet. They're kind of just all free floating. When it's glued on, they'll be in better positions. Pretty neat looking thing though, isn't it? And I have 2 crew figures. One sitting, one standing. I had a really good position for this one, I just forget where it was. But we can detail paint the Ma.K and we can move forward on this thing too. At least that's what I'm thinking. And that's also what I bought these for. We'll start with the oil washes. Or, actually, let's start with the Vallejo washes. Got our oiled earth here. And our dark gray. Probably start with some dark gray. Throwing it on things. I want to play with these washes on something, so we'll do that here. Excuse me. It's one thing I've heard about these Vallejo washes, that you can go back after they dry a little bit with a damp Q-tip or something and remove some of the excess. Kind of similar to using an oil wash. We'll see. No, I've got some figures like that to still work on. I'm just not in a large-scale figure painting mood. Been working on the new version of Felicia a little bit. That, and I don't have any resin. I'm trying to hold off on printing some stuff for a little bit while I get a couple of other models figured out and out of the way. Been printing way more than I'm finishing lately. I'm amazed we got this thing to print at all. It wasn't intended to exist in an actual 3D real-world environment. It was meant to be digital only. But with a little help from Ares, we kind of banged our heads together and got it to work. He kind of gave me a crash course in Blender. I can still taste those nasty ass cardboard chips. I mean, the crew is female. The Q-tip thing. Meanwhile, I destroy half my desk. Oh, it seems like you can. That's cool. Similar to an oil wash, you just dampen the Q-tip, and it leaves the remainder in the crack. Around the detail. And this is over a gloss coat. If I did this over flat, it probably wouldn't work. It would probably blend it, but it wouldn't be as effective. I try. I don't make the files either, I just paint them. So I'm just going to slather this on the suspension to give it just a good oily look, since I've already painted it metallic. I've got the beginnings of a base made. I've got some foam laid down that I'm going to kind of carve to shape. But I've got to do that outside, and I'm waiting for a day when it's not, you know, below freezing to do that. Lately, it's been below freezing every day. Do these engines back here too. Oh, hush you. It also means the scorpions are still out there. But it also looks like Aries got the text-to-speech working for donations and tips and subs, so if anyone on the Twitch side would like to share and support, please do. YouTube side isn't monetized yet, so... oh well. Thank you for the cheer. It all does add up. It'd be funny to see if you can make him do the diesel noise, though. You just have to have a lot of R's in it to do the diesel noise. Because it's like... no worries. I'm just trying things out with this stuff right now. Well, it's not so much that, it's just the way YouTube works. You have to show the algorithm that you have something, but the only way you can do that is if the people who watch it, you know, interact with the video, either by liking it, sharing it, commenting on it, things like that. That's why everybody says, remember, please like, subscribe, and share, because that's how it works. There's a couple people out there that are doing it, but same as Twitch, you can't make anyone do anything. They have to do it all for themselves. You know, I can ask, that's all I can do. And it's, do I, you know, just keep mentioning it and ask politely? Or do I turn it into e-begging, which I don't want to do that. Can I be not happy with it? Yes. But I'm also resigned to the fact that, you know, I can't just outright force people to do anything they don't want to do, especially on here. Yeah, that's doing what I want it to do. See, I was just highlighting all the details on that camera thing that I did. And it's not over-exaggerated, it's just enough. So YouTube isn't doing anything wrong, per se. I just don't know. It's probably bot-related, it's probably people buying it. But you see these people that, you know, they got a channel that's less than a year old, but all it is political commentary or, you know, bashing video game commentary. And suddenly they're thrown in your feed, you know. Whereas stuff like mine, it gets ignored. Like, I could go watch one video, alright? And you can test this theory if you like. Watch one video on something that you've never looked up before, okay? Don't, like, just scroll through your feed and just look for something that you've never ever watched before. Doesn't matter what it is. Start a new profile if you want, just to keep your existing one sane. If you watch that video, you will have hundreds of suggestions of that one thing. Even if it's something that you're not into, just as a test, right? And you will be inundated with suggestions for related videos, you know? Even if you watch something like, say you see a smidge on, like, all the weird stuff that's going on in the UK right now with their rules and laws and the farmers and all the stuff going on over there. Watch one video on it, just out of curiosity, like, what the hell's going on over there? You know, I lived there for a few years, so I clicked on one. And now, every other suggested video on my For Me page is that. To me, that seems a little predatory, for one, because you can click on something just by complete mistake, but since you clicked on it, it now thinks you want to watch that. And it will show you that, to the exclusion of other things. And also, I found that if I subscribe to somebody, I don't see their content as often in my feed as if I wasn't subscribed to them. So it kind of defeats subscribing to a degree. But in order for your channel to grow, to meet the requirements to do the YouTube dance, you must have subscribers. And I call it the dance, you know, because you gotta know your steps and do your things in the right order, or else it all trips. You don't even have to search it. You could just scroll down, find an odd video for something that you've never looked up or looked at, watch it once, and it'll automatically flood your feed with nothing but those videos. Until you tell it enough times that you're not interested. But I also don't do mid-form videos like that. I do either shorts or long-form stuff like this. I don't do the mid-range stuff that's like 10-15 minutes long. I don't know how to edit. I don't know that kind of stuff, you know. I'm not night shift. nor do I think I ever would be. I'm just using him as an example of, you know, the kind of content I would need to make to be more noticed, I think. So the only way a tiny channel like mine gets noticed is if you guys share it on your Facebooks and things like that and say, hey guys, anyone else you know in your hobby groups, come check this guy out, you know, like you were saying. You kind of need to do that. You need the audience to kind of do that for you, because it's not like the old days where the algorithm will do it for you. You know, not all of us get the lucky break like, you know, people like Jacksepticeye do, where one of the popular guys says, hey, check him out, and everybody does. And I also don't have the freedom of time to do 3 or 4 videos a day. So we'll let that latest application dry for a second. And then we'll go back with our damp Q-tip. I want to start throwing earthy colors on the lower part next. Nowhere near done though. I don't want to go too heavy on things until I get the base established. And then I can really work things in there. Actually, I did miss something. And model builders themselves are rather fickle, you know. Like with anything else, there's no set way of doing it. But this could easily turn into, you know, toxic comment section, because, you know, people come in, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, that's not the way I do it. I'm like, well, it's the way I do it. We talked about that before too. And I'd be polite about it. I'd say, well, if that's the way you want to do it, then please, by all means, do it your way, you know, and show us the difference. Oh, yeah, I don't... Ugh. Yeah, I don't have the attention span for a lot of videos. There's times... And you can ask Aries, too. I'm talking to him all the time outside of the streams as well. He's one of my buddies. Me and I go back about 20 years now. He was there when my kid was born. But there's days where I'm just disconnected, where I can't concentrate on shit. Not even a 5-minute video, and it's that... I don't want to say short format, but it's that micro format that it either doesn't get to the point quick enough, or it gets to the point in the first 5 minutes and then doesn't know when to shut up. I should really move my garbage can closer. Yeah, I'm told all the time, you need this in your presentation, you need that in your presentation. That's not me, though. It's like, I don't need a Stream Deck with push-button transitions and stuff like that. It's not the kind of energy I'm going for. I really like what's going on here. Just the right amount of grunginess. I may or may not clean up inside the cockpit. If anything, I'll leave it like that, and then add a dirty layer on top. But I can tell you, my own attention span is kind of screwed, so even I can't handle a lot of the video formats that are being pushed as the ones you need these days. Banaka? So is your Banak your opposite from your Fernert? I'm not a fan of what Adam Savage's presentation has become. And I'm trying to find the right words to describe it. For somebody who is capable of creating so much on their own, right? For somebody who has the skills to do it. Like his one-day builds were okay. They were good. But now his channel is delved more into, look at the expensive thing my money bought me. Look at what my privileges allowed me to see with his latest, panel where he saw all the alien props and stuff. Kudos to him for building a pretty damned accurate copy of the Kane spacesuit from the first film, right? That's the Adam Savage I want to see. I don't want to see, look at this big dollar thing I bought, and now I'm reviewing it, I want Adam Savage the creator, not Adam Savage the Hot Toys advertisement for the Batmobile or the Ecto-1. But that's my opinion on it. The others might vary, they might enjoy that. That's fine. You can enjoy that. I personally don't. I'd rather see the guy make things and impart wisdom and skills to us and not, look, I bought a $700 1/6 scale Ecto-1. What's the entertainment value in that? And by the time he got it, there was like 10 other reviewers out there who had already got it and opened it and done the same thing. We're going to throw some black wash into the back seat here. But that's more down to what I find entertaining versus what others find entertaining. Other people might like that. They're still looking at the Mythbusters days with rose-tinted goggles. I was never really a fan of Mythbusters because I thought the bullshit got in the way of the idea. And after a while, the show did get bogged down in bullshit. Hi, Allie. But as with all things, everybody's mileage will vary. Everybody has a differing opinion. But that's what I've taken. And what's really sad is YouTube is pushing his newer stuff that's, that bland, look what I bought kind of stuff. Yeah, James May was more enjoyable when he had a bunch of school kids getting into building models. And then he had them put together a 1-to-1 scale fiberglass Spitfire in an homage to Airfix, right? That was more entertaining because it showed people doing something. Just like back in the early 2000s, let's take the gun off, there was a show on the BBC in the UK called Supermodels, and it wasn't about hot women. I think it only ran for 2 series. There was the main episode emphasis where they were doing, like, one guy was doing a 6-scale RC C-17 with actual jet engines in it, like the RC gas turbines. And another person made an RC, I want to say aircraft carrier? But it showed how the people made the things and how what they overcame doing it, you know, the technical aspects of it. And then, you know, like during the I think it was the C-17 run, they went and talked to Ma.K Tanks at mark1tank.co.uk, who did the 6-scale tank sales, you know. But they'd show what other people in the hobby were doing as well, and how they were doing it. But the thing with Adam Savage is he's a recognizable name still. He never really disappeared from the public eye after Mythbusters. But yeah, he's kind of gone from look what I can do to look what I can buy. And honestly, I don't care what he can buy. Like, what if I just had a stream of, okay, here's all the kits I bought this week, but I never built anything, you know? And I see a lot of these other streamers do that, like, they'll show you the finished product, or they'll bitch about a kit that they know is 30 years old when they bought it. No, it wasn't foam, it was actually, like, structurally made out of plywood and stuff like that. It was a big deal back then. It was all homemade. It wasn't a kit that they bought and put together. It had a successful flight, and then its wheel fell off when it was landing. Didn't crash though. Let's clean this up a little bit. And if people want to see me do that, I can turn my stream into short form bitch sessions about kits that are older than I am and how they have problems. I mean, if you guys want to see that, I can do it. I can do that real easy. And I can pick some doozies of kits, because I know some really, really crap ones out there. But I detest people that do that to begin with. Don't tell me how bad it is. Tell me what you did to overcome the issues. Just trying to be extremely careful with this because the undercarriage is fragile. Or, you know, fragile. I just keep finding more places to add the detail wash to before I go into the weathering wash, the muddy, oily earth wash. Well, it's not that I dislike it. It's just it's not my cup of tea, you know? To me, the kits are fine. They fit together. But at the same time, that's also part of the issue with me, is there's nothing exciting about it. I just don't find Tamiya kits exciting. They're... unless there is metal reinforcement in that landing gear, I would stay away from it. Because 3D printed resin, you know, and this is a lot thicker than an F-35's landing gear struts. I don't know if the Danish ones are the newer batch. Are they A or C? And have they gone to the solid fuselage color yet? Because like I know here there's no more light gray panels on it. They're all gunship gray. So you don't need to worry about the different colors of ram tape and all that on it for the patches. And it's not tape so much as it's the sealant that goes over the panel lines that they've just taped up. And by taped up, I mean it's more like model building when you go to fill a seam, you put tape on either side, run your putty, then peel the tape. That's what you're seeing. You're not seeing a tape that's applied, you're seeing an RTV that's left. I get to see the things fly over every day. I can go park at the EOR if I wanted to, but I don't want to. I'm trying a different technique with a damp brush. See if that allows more streakiness. Which it seems like it's doing. In 48 scale, it would be more of a panel line look than actual thickness. Even on the real thing, you can kind of just catch a fingernail on it, that's about it. I've seen so many models of that thing where people get so obsessed over doing that, the RTV along the panel line, that it's comically thick when you really stop and look at it. Everyone else is like, oh cool, they did it, and you're just sitting there going, wow, they just gooped it on there, didn't they? In that scale, you kind of have to make it prominent for it to be noticeable. But that's a very fine line to walk, and most times it's overdone and overly prominent. Because what you could really do, if you wanted it to pop out, like, and look scale, right? Are there existing panel lines for it already on the model? I thought to me I had done that. Yeah, but are there like existing panels for that pattern already? Without stopping to Google it, I don't know. That's why I'm just asking. Ow. Just popped my ankle. This is starting to grime up quite nicely. Just multiple treatments and layers of these washes. I'm starting to like these Vallejo washes a little bit more every time I tinker with them. If the Tamiya kit has them on them already, like in panel lines, not raised panels, but just panel lines, I was gonna suggest something to make it work in that size. It would still be subtle, but it would be there. Right? Ooh, that was my wrist. We're coming up on 3 hours. I want to let some things dry some more, especially on the YF21. Looks like I might have to come back and redo some blue. I don't know, I might work on it off stream. I'll have to rethink some things on this, I think. Well, that's just to me a limiting things. If you want the F-35 to look good, you put everything on it. Look up the Academy 72nd scale kit. It shows you everything that thing can carry. You want to put wing weapons pylons on it. You want to put wing tanks on it. Don't worry about making it look stealthy. We all know it's stealth. Load it to bear. I will say this about the F-35. It looks scary when it's fully loaded out. When it's got all of its external stores and all of its pylons, it's scary. But we're hitting 3 hours. I'm going to let some things dry. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks Aries for all the little bit donations that you made, even though I know that you were just testing the system.